When you click the link in the Pear Deck, it should prompt you to make a copy of the file that I have put there. This is so that you have your own editable version that you can deal with. So I'm just going to tell it to make a copy real quick. And it's going to save it in my own drive so that I have full editing access. I can do whatever I want. What I would tell you to do first is a couple things. First off, up here in the title, we're going to put your name. First name, last name, I'll just put Rhodes. You are also welcome to share this with me so that I can help you and leave comments and help you out as we go. This is kind of a new adventure for me as well, especially with us being outside of school. So know that there will be some bumps along the road, but I think it's very, very important that we set these specific goals for ourselves as we're working from home to help keep us on the proper track. So if you go in here, you should just be able to type in my name, my email. I'll type it here so you can see it. K12.mo.us, and you should be able to share it with me. You can give me view-only access or editing access. Doesn't matter. Okay. Do click that actual share button, though. I did not share this with myself. So what I have here for you is a document to track what we in the district refer to as WIGs, or wildly important goals. At this point in both Algebra 2 and regular Algebra 2, what our primary goal is that every single topic we've taught throughout the year, you have a certain level of mastery on, because as you move to higher level math classes, be that a college algebra course towards that or towards a calculus course, your success is really going to be rooted in whether or not you learned these things in Algebra 2. Learning these things now will make your life easier in Algebra 2, or in future classes, whatever they may be. And so I want to take this second to stop and really zone down on what you specifically need to work on. So you'll notice here, it talks about Algebra 2 goals, and this is in general for Unit 7, which is both 7A and 7B. 7A is solving every equation we've talked about, and 7B is graphing every equation we've talked about. This slide you're really, not going to edit. Besides, here in this yellow box, I want you to type a % goal. And you can think of this similar to a test score, but this is really a comfort level score since there's nothing I'm going to be grading at this exact moment. So you want to know how comfortable you feel with every topic. Do you want to go into the test being 80% confident with all of the different topics, being 90, being 70? And that's where you'll just type in a number. Maybe my goal is 80% of all the topics, keeping in mind that this number is really a reflection of equations and graphs. As you go to the next two, you can kind of drill down a little bit more. Maybe I know that I am stronger at equations. Sorry, this 7A is equations. And you'll notice that your descriptions are talking about equations. So maybe I make that a 90. And I'm a little less confident with graphs. So maybe I'll make that a 70, because I know right now I understand maybe 50, 60% of it, and I just want to make sure I understand 70. You can make those goals whatever is appropriate for you. What's important as you go through this, you are going to then rate yourself in every individual area, both on the equations and on the graphs. I'm going to start talking about the graphs because that's what we will specifically do now. The equations, because that's what we will specifically do now, but the graphs will come at a later time. What you're doing today is read these. I have listed off to the side where we taught them, so if you need to look to see exactly what it is, you're welcome to. But rate how you think you feel about those. This rating, I've given you some descriptions at the bottom. If you put a 1 there, it means you look at it, you have absolutely no idea what it's talking about, how to start it, how to do anything. You need a lot of help, and that's the way I can get that for you. If you rated a 2, maybe you know how to start it, but you can't confidently finish it, or you think you know how to finish it, but you can't start it. You have some questions in there. You do need some active help, but you know a little bit more than a 1. If you're a 3, you tend to be able to get through those problems most of the time. You do make some silly mistakes here and there. Sometimes you get it confused with something else, but in general, you think you know what you're doing. You just might need a little bit of help or even just a little bit of individual practice. And then a 4, you know how to do this problem every time, maybe almost every time that you see it. If another student asked you for help, you would feel confident helping them on this type. Maybe you don't want to. Remember, this just is that you would be able to. I know some of us don't love helping other students. We get a little nervous about that. This is just that you could if asked to. And so you're going to rate yourself in each of these 4. It is not a shame right now at the beginning to be at a 1 or 2. But our goal is going to be to get everyone up to a 3 or a 4 in every single topic. I want you going into the test with that comfort level. So I would go through and label, and I'm going to just make up some numbers here. Maybe I'm a 3 on the first one, I'm a 3 on the second one. Maybe I really didn't like radicals, so I'll make that a 2. Quadratics, I can factor to all day. Rational root, I'm going to make that a 2. And you're going to go through and do this for all of them. Again, you are welcome to look at your notes, look back and see. Maybe I'm real good at logarithmic. Exponential maybe were harder for me, but systems I am so good at. What you will notice as you went through is it calculated a percent for you. And this percent's doing a couple different things. It is basically just taking your total score you could possibly get, so 4 times 9, so a total score of 36, and figuring out what percent comfort level you're at. And it's also going to change colors. If this number is above a 70, it's going to turn yellow, because that means you're at least at a C level comfort level, which is good. If it's below a 70, it will stay red until we get that above that. And then it's going to be comparing to this number. So whatever number you put here, this is going to be shooting for. So when I can get that number in the box to be a 90, let me just change some values to get it up higher. It will show me that. It's gonna have to be mostly 4s for a 90, so I'm gonna type in a few more, getting closer. Oopsies. Well, didn't know how to do that. Once it hits that value of 90, whatever your goal is, it will turn green, showing that you have hit your goal that you wanted to reach. Again, I'm still not at 100. You still have growth to go, but we've at least reached our personal goal of what we need to know. And it will show you that actual growth as you go, show you your increasing comfort level. A couple other notes. What I want to point out, if you rate anything a 1 or a 2, I would first off prioritize doing those activities, make sure you're getting those help, but also remember that I'm here to help you however I can. Whether it's through Canvas or through a Zoom meeting, whatever we need to do, I am happy to help you. I can get you extra practice, whatever you may need. But if you are at a 1 or a 2, make sure you're actively doing something, reaching out, whatever it is. I will also try to monitor these, so if I see people staying at a 1 or 2, I can try to reach out. But again, this is the first time I've done these, so I apologize if there's some hiccups. If you're at a 3 or 4, remember that that's great. You want to keep those skills strong, but you also can maybe try helping out other classmates, because that will solidify your knowledge as well. There is a Canvas discussion board that you can go on and maybe help some people out to really solidify that information. I will be monitoring that as well, but on those topics that you're really solid on, use that skill to really solidify your understanding and help people out as we work through this unit. Okay, what I would tell you to do is do the same rating for Unit 7B. Again, this is the same thing, but for graphs. When you go back to the first page, what you will see is that it's going to start averaging your totals and giving you that percent. So right now I'm at a 94 for 7A. For 7B, it's at a 0, so the average of that is a 47. This number shouldn't be green, so I will correct that before I send it out to you. But it will also do the same conditional formatting and turn this different colors to match the numbers that are up here. Okay, so go through and rate yourself and see how you're doing, and use this to track your progress as we move through this unit.